My guest at this time is going to take on Hikaru Shida this Wednesday night at AEW. Winter is coming. It's the rubber match, and she is Serena Deeb. Serena, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me here today.
Thank you so much, Nick. I'm honored.
So this is, this has been fun for you. We've had several, like almost a couple months now of you and Shida. You've got to show your more violent, ruthless side as of late. How has that felt getting to show fans that kind of rougher side of you as of late?
It's been very fun. I think in wrestling, there's chemistry with certain people, and there's people that bring out like a fire in you. Sheeta and I, for some reason in the universe, have done that for each other, right? Like, so I think I brought it out of her. She's brought it out of me. We've had some classics already. This Wednesday, Winter is Coming is our third round.
Yeah.
And yeah, right now it's tied 1-1. So it'll be very intriguing to see which way it goes this week.
Yeah, and just for you as a wrestler, Serena, how has it felt to have like a couple months to put together like a program with somebody like Shida? You know, several matches, a lot of twists and turns. How has that been for you the past couple months? Get to sink your teeth into something like this?
I think it's brought out a different side of me, you know. I think just bringing out more of that, like that violence and that aggression and that ruthlessness has been just digging into those levels of emotion for me. Is I haven't really gotten to do that in my career. And this is kind of the first time, there's been glimpses of it in various roles that I've taken, but this is the first time that it's been like just Serena Deeb, you know, ass kicker, like bringing out all of this. And I mean, trust me, I have more planned that is gonna continue down that thread.
All right, and so like, how is you just a general adjusting to getting to wrestling more regularly on TV? How has this been for you getting used to, I guess, the new AEW schedule you've got now?
I love it so much. I honestly, every Tuesday when I'm traveling to the airport or when I'm sitting on the plane, I always have a moment of gratitude because I literally have my dream job. Like there is no I say this with like total, I mean 100% authenticity. Like AEW is where I've wanted to be from the start.
Yeah.
This is my dream job. This is the best wrestling company in the world. Um, and I feel like, wow, I'm here. Like this is amazing. And then just, taking that time off I took time off from the business and then I went into coaching for a few years, which was an amazing learning experience, very rewarding.
Yeah.
Um, but this is no secret. Like the whole time I wanted to wrestle. I knew I wasn't done. I was in my early 30s and I knew I had more in me and my body felt good and I was like, man, there's unfinished business, but like how is this going to look? How's this going to go? And the stars aligned and I got an opportunity at AEW and boom, like here we are.
How is that? How is that, Serena? Like, that's got to be a weird, like, kind of push and pull. Like, being in a position where you're helping and you're giving back, but like, you really want to wrestle. Was that rough? I mean, as much as you say you got out of it, but that rough for you at the same time, kind of dealing with that?
Definitely polarizing emotions, I mean, for example, yesterday I did a well, it was supposed to be a 4-hour seminar. It ended up being a 6-hour seminar because we were just in it. We were just going, and I felt so good at the end of it. I really love coaching. I want it to be a part of my life and my future, and I'm getting to do a little bit of that at AEW as well. So that's a part of me for sure. I have a just an innate desire to help people and kind of always been like that. So that I really love it. However, wrestling is just a whole different thing. And the way that my career kind of like paused, and like during those transitions, there was just a lot of like unsettled feelings, a lot of, like I said, unfinished business. I wasn't happy with the way things went. I knew that I had more. I didn't get to show what I wanted to show. I knew I didn't get to the level I wanted to get to, like even in the ring. Like I was people considered me a good wrestler, but I didn't want to be a good wrestler. I wanted to be an excellent wrestler. I wanted to be the best wrestler in the world. And now I feel like I'm on that path where I'm finally, stepping into that and getting to ascend that, that aspiration.
Yeah, for sure. And like your match with Shida here, winter is coming. This could be a stepping stone, another path in that direction. There, do you think that this is a match that could set the tone for maybe potential title opportunity in the future, depending on who comes out on top in this situation?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like I said, the first two, there were a lot of people that considered them, you know, match of the night, stole the show, what have you. Um, both times we fought, all right, I've been the last one standing over her, right? So I plan to do the exact same this week. I plan to be standing tall at the end. Um, I think this match is going to take it to another level. There's an emotional component that we've reached in this feud that now it's fire. Now it's heated. And I do think Sheeta's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I have respect for her. But at this point, it's gone past like, let's just have great wrestling matches. Now it's like, all right, we kind of want to like destroy each other. I
Yeah.
think this I and just being a part of Winter is Coming. Winter is Coming is, secondary to the pay-per-views, maybe not even secondary, maybe right alongside them. Like, last year was such a huge show, like when Kenny won the belt, and um, to be considered the female match on this show is a huge honor. And I think it's badass that they decided that Serena Deeb was the person for that.
Yeah, for sure. So, what do you think about the current AEW Women's Champion then, Britt Baker? Kind of blown up out of nowhere, has really been able to hold on this title for quite a while now.
I have a lot of respect for Britt. She her our paths kinda she was like she was trailing behind me a little bit career-wise, right? Like, in terms of timeline. Like, I was at Shimmer, then I went on to WWE, and then she was at Shimmer, and then like, it's like we've kinda, like, never really met up until AEW.
Yeah.
I think she is one of the best characters on our show. She's put in a lot of work. She's putting a lot of time and energy into her character. She believes in who she is, and you can feel that, and I think that's why people really love her.
Okay.
Um, I right now, it's not syncing up for us to have, our one-on-one, but at some point, it's gonna happen. Professor versus doctor. I think there's a lot of marketability there. And I think her ring work is has improved so much since like day one in AEW. I also really respect the fact that she was like an OG. She was like one of the first ones there. She built this division along with Sheeta, along with Nyla. I mean Riho, like they built this. So, they laid the groundwork. And then with the additions of myself, Thunder Rosa along the way, like in my opinion, I watch every wrestling product. Like, total transparency, I watch every company. I love wrestling. Like, I don't watch movies, I don't watch TV. I watch wrestling
Okay.
constantly. New
Okay.
stuff, old stuff, whatever. So I'm very aware of all the women's divisions in every company. I'd put AEW right up there. Like, in my opinion, where we're at right now, I'd contend us with anyone.
So how do you feel about the infusion of the TBS title? Putting another title into this women's division. What do you think of that decision?
I think it's an amazing decision. I think it's a huge victory for the AEW women's division. Um, it's a chance for more TV time for the women. It's a chance for more opportunities, more women's matches, more women's presence.
Yeah.
Having look at the men's division, how many championships they have, the tag, the TNT title, the world championship. Like, I mean, there's so many championships among the men, and so you can give those combinations of matches every week, and there's just a lot of room for them. Right
Sure.
now, the women, it's kind of like if it's not Britt defending her championship, then it might be like another women's match or whatever, and we're all appreciative of the TV time, but it's like adding that other championship, TNT championship is, or sorry, TBS championship
That's
it's going to just add a whole nother layer to the women's division, more faces, more matchups. Imagine the combinations. I think it's awesome, and I think it's gonna elevate the division even more.
Yeah, and you're Serena, I really like talking to you. You're a very strong, confident voice, right? And like, obviously, you carry that veteran badge with you. Are you when you came in and over the past year, have you become a bit of a locker room leader? I mean, you have experience coaching. Do you feel a lot of the women kind of are coming to you right now looking for advice and help at this point?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I have a great relationship with all of the Japanese women. I spent quite a bit of time in Japan. I did 7 trips there. I lived over there for 3 months. Um, I feel that communicate with them really well, and I understand their style, and, so they're kind of like my favorite, like, grouping to work with because they just are so hungry for feedback, like, all the time, like, "What can I do? What can I do to get better?" All of that. Those are the people I flock to, the people that really genuinely wanna know, like,
Yeah,
how do I improve? But in terms of, I mean, there's, like, a lot of younger women in the locker room that, they whether they're having a locker room issue, a home issue, a professional issue, emotional, if they need to cry to someone, yeah, of course I'll step into that role. I've been there. Dude, my journey, like, I mean, I'm not I I don't play victim, but, like, I've been through a lot of, like, shit, you know what I mean? Like, I've been through it. Like, I everything that they've been through or that they're going through, I've been through some semblance of that over the years, and I've had to emotionally work through that and figure out ways to transcend it and not go into victimhood, and like and rise above it and like not let it. I mean, if all the things that I had gone through had like torn me down, I would be sitting here talking to you right now and wrestling on Winter is Coming this week, right?
yeah,
So like, I try to take a pretty positive approach and more of like a solution based approach
yeah,
versus like, I don't know, like, oh yeah, like, and kind of going more in that negative direction. Like, what's the solution? Like, what is something in front of you right now? What is something tangible that you can do to solve this? Whether it's a small step, whether it's a big step, what's an action step that you can take to solve this? And yeah, I try to help them out in those ways. If they trust me and they come to me in that way, of course, I'm an open book.
well, and you mentioned earlier, I guess you say sometimes you get to help out in kind of that coaching capacity backstage at AEW. Is that what's your relationship like with Tony? Obviously, does he see what you're doing with the women's division? Is it like a formal thing where you're getting a chance to be more hands on with that division right now?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And obviously I've been out for a lot of the year with this kind of on and off these knee issues. Right now my knee is feeling great.
Awesome.
AEW has taken amazing care of me. I mean, Tony sent me to his personal doctor. They've done like they've done everything to get me back. Like everything. Like and they have been, I mean, just there's no other company that would have treated me that way, you
Yeah.
know? So, like, props to Tony, like, Tony is I mean, he's the best boss in the world, like, without a doubt. So they got me back from this injury, like, even quicker than I thought, just due to whatever care you need. Let's go this, let's try this, whatever. So, knees feeling great, feeling great. But, in the meantime, when I was kinda sitting on the sidelines, I stepped into the coaching role and the producing role and kind of the stuff I was doing before at the other company, you know?
Yeah.
S Yeah, so it's like, I'm helping them with their matches. I'm on headset, sitting next to Tony, calling the matches, talking to the truck, like, doing all of that, and I love that too, and you know what? That has, like, an exhilarating component in itself, like,
Yeah.
especially when you really help, and then you watch them go out there and they kill it, it's like, you feel like you're part of that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Hmm.
it's very rewarding.
Well, I just love it, and I don't want to blow too much smoke here, but like female representation in the back is really, I think, becoming more important than ever. And like just knowing that you're there and doing that and having input in the division, I think it should really just be heartening to a lot of fans out there of pro wrestling in general.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I totally agree. And it's great that like, Molly Holly, for example, has a
Sure.
role. I mean, it's like Gail Kim, that like you said, the female representation is really important. There has to be a strong female that has been through it that you can come to for stuff,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there has to be, because it's men's and women's wrestling is an entirely different thing. There's so many things like that the women have to do that the men, I mean, like the hair and the makeup and the this and then that. And I mean, it's like there's so many different elements that, like, respectfully, only a woman will understand. And then
Fair.
even the even the emotional stuff, like, as well, you know?
Yeah, totally. Serena, I love it. I got time for one more question. I'll ask you the thing I think a
Yeah,
lot of
whatever.
we'll go completely off the path here, but a lot of people would like to know, like, how is it for you having CM Punk in the locker room? I mean, obviously, a lot of people last time you were on national TV in like a prominent way, a lot of people associate you with Punk. You got your head shaved, straight edge society. How's that like having this guy back around right now?
I love it. I totally love it. I knew that was gonna be your question.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank
No, it's awesome. I love it. We have a great relationship. We obviously go back a long way. We did some really good business together over the years, and I met Punk in, I want to say 2005 at OVW, when he first reported there, and Paul Heyman was booking the show, and I mean, Punk was his guy, and Punk was the driving force behind getting me to Shimmer for the first time, which at the
you.
time was, as a female wrestler, that was the indie that you aspired to go to, because that was the best, from Shimmer that got me to Ring of Honor. So like, so Punk really guided me and really helped support me in getting to all these places before WWE. And then of course the Straight Edge Society role. I mean, I think because we had that great relationship and that friendship and that foundation, like we had a chemistry already just from all of that, and it translated on screen. And I think, I mean, I constantly get tagged on social media, and people still love the Straight Edge Society, and it was over a decade ago. Like, it's crazy. So I love having him in the locker room. I think he's somebody that, like, I think all the guys and all the women should be asking for feedback. And I ask him to watch my matches. He doesn't always get the chance to, because he's obviously doing a million things on the show. But if there's someone you want to go to for feedback, especially from a storytelling perspective, dude's a master storyteller. I mean, he blows my mind with some of the stuff he does. So I think, he's clearly one of the best to ever do it. Um, and we have a great relationship. We talk every week, and everything's great. And yeah, we might see a reunion someday.
All right. Well, that's the quote. I think that's what everybody wanted to hear. I don't think you could have given me a better cherry on the Sunday that was this interview, Serena. So, everybody, this Wednesday night, winter is coming. Go check out Serena taking on Hikaru Shida. Anything else you want to put over here before we wrap up the interview here today, Serena?
No, your questions were great. It was great talking to you, Nick.